10 signs your body lacks vitamin B12. Number 1. Burning tongue and mouth ulcers. One morning last year, I woke up with an unusual burning sensation in my tongue. I initially dismissed it as temporary irritation, but when weeks passed and the burning persisted, I knew something wasn't right. A simple blood test revealed the surprising culprit. My acid reflux medication was interfering with B12 absorption. According to the Mayo Clinic, this burning sensation, known as glossitis, is a classic sign of B12 deficiency. When your body lacks B12, the protective lining of your mouth can't regenerate properly, leading to inflammation and vulnerability. This is particularly relevant if you're taking acid reducers or metformin for diabetes. According to a 2022 study published in the Journal of Oral Medicine, 30% of adults over the age of 60 who took these medications experienced B12-related mouth problems. The solution? Start with B12-rich foods like eggs, dairy, and lean meats. Sublingual B12 supplements are an effective alternative for vegetarians and those who have absorption issues because they completely bypass the digestive system. If you're looking for a high-quality sublingual B12 supplement, I recommend the Garden of Life Vitamin B12 Spray or Pure Encapsulations B12 Liquid. Both are linked in the description for your convenience. Number 2. Pins and needles. Imagine thousands of tiny needles dancing along your feet and legs, not just occasionally, but persistently. This was Robert's reality. At 52, this passionate gardener first noticed the sensation while tending his prized roses. The tingling started spreading up my legs and wouldn't subside at night, he recalls. Eventually, I couldn't even tell if my socks were wet or dry. During a routine checkup, Robert's doctor immediately ordered a B12 test, and it was discovered that Robert had dangerously low B12 levels. Research from the New England Journal of Medicine explains why. This tingling, peripheral neuropathy, often signals early B12 deficiency. B12 maintains your nerve's protective coating, similar to the insulation on electrical wires. Without it, nerve signals become scrambled. Time is crucial here. Studies show that nerve damage can become permanent if left untreated for more than 6 months. Fortunately, Robert's early detection and B12 supplementation had him back in his garden within months. Number 3. Numbness in limbs. Picture trying to button your favorite shirt, but your fingers feel like they're wrapped in invisible gloves. For many people over 45, these simple morning routines, which we've done thousands of times, can suddenly become frustrating challenges. This was the reality for Martha, a 68-year-old piano teacher of 4 decades who noticed something troubling. I couldn't feel the difference between black and white keys without looking, she shares. Eventually, I couldn't sense if my students were using proper pressure. My life's passion and income seemed at risk. Studies from Johns Hopkins Medicine reveal that this numbness occurs because B12 is essential for maintaining the nerve signals to your extremities. When these signals get disrupted, even simple tasks become challenging. Think of it like a phone call with a bad connection. The message just isn't getting through clearly. The good news: Martha caught it on time. Within weeks of beginning B12 treatment, she began to regain finger sensitivity. It was like someone slowly turning up the volume on my sense of touch, she describes. Today, she not only continues teaching, but also makes sure to educate her adult students about B12 deficiency. Number 4. Balance problems. Have you ever felt the world sway beneath your feet? For Helen, a 55-year-old grandmother, this terrifying sensation nearly cost her precious moments with her grandchildren. Her story of stumbling while catching balls and grabbing walls for support isn't just about aging. Stanford's Dr. James Chen explains that B12 deficiency can disrupt proprioception, your body's internal GPS. When this critical positioning sense fails, particularly in adults over 45, even a minor wobble can result in a dangerous fall. The Neurology Journal reports that 40% of patients with low B12 levels see significant balance improvements within 3 months of treatment. Helen's success story proves this. She went from clutching walls to playing actively with her grandchildren again. Don't dismiss unsteadiness as inevitable aging. A straightforward B12 blood test has the potential to transform a life of complacency into one of unwavering confidence. Number 5. Clumsiness. This symptom resonates deeply with me. Something happened about 6 months ago that completely undermined my confidence. I started dropping things all the time, including my laser pointer during presentations, reading glasses, and even my morning coffee mug. One particularly embarrassing moment stands out. I was demonstrating proper posture techniques to a group of seniors when my microphone slipped right through my fingers and clattered across the stage. As someone who's spent decades teaching others about body awareness and coordination, this sudden clumsiness was more than frustrating. Research from Harvard Medical School confirms what I discovered firsthand. Such clumsiness often signals nerve impairment from B12 deficiency. When nerve function declines, our fine motor skills are often the first to suffer. The solution in my case was surprisingly simple: regular B12 supplements and intentionally incorporating fortified foods into my diet. Within weeks, my coordination started improving. Today, I can confidently hold my coffee mug again, and more importantly, I've learned a valuable lesson about listening to what our bodies are trying to tell us. Number 6. Vision changes. Meet Sarah, a 60-year-old artist whose livelihood depends on her keen eye for color. I first noticed something was wrong when my regular clients started questioning my color choices, she recalls. One day, a client pointed out that the blues in their commission painting looked more muted than my usual style. I checked my studio lighting, changed all the bulbs, and even bought new paints, but nothing helped. It wasn't until Sarah mentioned these changes to her ophthalmologist during a routine checkup that the real cause emerged. Her blood tests revealed severely low B12 levels. I was shocked, she says. I had no idea that vitamin B12 could affect my color perception so dramatically. The American Academy of Ophthalmology has documented how B12 deficiency can affect optic nerve function, leading to gradual vision changes that many mistake for normal aging. A 2023 study in the Journal of Neuro-Ophthalmology found that 70% of patients with B12-related vision problems showed improvement after 3 months of proper supplementation. Don't assume all vision changes are just part of getting older. A simple B12 test could preserve your visual acuity and protect your color perception. As Sarah discovered, it could mean the difference between continuing your passion and losing your artistic edge. Number 7. Severe anxiety. A racing heart and gripping anxiety at 3 a.m. could be more than just signs of stress. They could be your body calling for B12. Linda, a retired school principal, experienced a dramatic shift in her life from confidently managing hundreds of students to fearing a simple trip to her mailbox. Anti-anxiety medications didn't help, but when tingling hands led to a blood test, the real culprit emerged: critically low B12 levels. The National Institute of Mental Health backs this up. B12 is crucial for producing serotonin and mood-regulating brain chemicals, acting as your brain's emotional balance wheel. For Linda, B12 treatment restored that balance within a month, letting her return to the bridge club and a life without constant dread. If you're experiencing unexplained anxiety, especially if you take acid reducers or metformin, don't write it off as aging. A simple B12 test could be the difference between living in fear and reclaiming your golden years. Number 8. Stabbing head pains. Many describe these unique B12 related pains as akin to a lightning bolt suddenly striking through your head without any warning. For Barbara, a 58-year-old accountant, these shocking sensations began during her grandson's quiet piano recital. I was sitting there, completely focused on his performance, Barbara recalls, when suddenly this intense, electric shock-like pain shot through my forehead. These jolts kept coming at random moments, while reading the newspaper during my morning walk, even in the middle of conversations. A groundbreaking study in the journal Neurology found that these electric shock sensations affect up to 15% of B12 deficient patients over 50. Dr. Rachel Martinez explains, "These aren't your typical headaches. These headaches are sudden, sharp, and electric, akin to a live wire briefly touching your brain." The solution? Don't panic, but don't ignore these signals either. Work with your healthcare provider to develop a treatment plan. Barbara's pain episodes decreased within 2 months of treatment, and now she can enjoy her grandson's recitals without fear of those terrible jolts. Number 9. Bladder problems. This sensitive topic affects many of us as we age, but here's what most don't know. The European Journal of Neurology reports that B12 deficiency can affect the nerves controlling bladder function, a discovery that's changing how we think about bladder control. Janet, a 70-year-old retired teacher, bravely shares her experience. "I started planning my whole life around knowing where every bathroom was. I stopped going to my grandchildren's sports games and gave up my morning walks. I thought incontinence was just part of aging. When my doctor suggested checking my B12 levels, I was skeptical. But within 2 months of treatment, I noticed a real difference. I've got back my freedom." The research found that up to 30% of older adults with bladder control issues showed improvement when their B12 deficiency was treated. Dr. Lisa Chen explains, "B12 helps maintain the nerve pathways that control bladder function. Think of it like maintaining the wiring in your home." Don't let embarrassment keep you from discussing this with your doctor. Treatment options include dietary changes and supplements. You might be surprised to find that the solution is simpler than you thought. Number 10. Cracked mouth corners. Cracked corners of the mouth, often mistaken for simple dry lips, can signal vitamin B12 deficiency, according to the British Dental Journal. While many attempt to treat these persistent fissures with lip balm and moisturizers, these topical solutions don't address the root cause. The condition affects up to 15% of adults over 45, as reported in JAMA, but is highly treatable through proper intervention. Treatment focuses on 2 key approaches: dietary changes and supplementation. B12 rich foods like lean meats, dairy, eggs, and fortified cereals can help, while supplements or injections may be recommended by healthcare providers to restore optimal levels. Don't dismiss persistent mouth corner cracks as mere dry lips or an inevitable part of aging. They could indicate a treatable B12 deficiency that requires proper medical attention. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, don't wait. Schedule a blood test, discuss supplements with your healthcare provider, or start incorporating more B12-rich foods into your diet. Your body is sending these signals for a reason. It's time to listen. If you found this information valuable, click the video on your screen for more on our 5-part video series on deficiencies. Disclaimer: this information is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider about your specific health concerns.